Coming up in tonight's bulletin, Solomon Islands today joined the global community in marking International Peace Day under the theme, Act Now for a Peaceful World. The Solomon Islands Broadcasting Corporation today has received its very first batch of digitized content. And Plan International and its partners have called for urgent legal reform to end child marriage in Solomon Islands. Hello, you're watching SIBC's TV News Bulletin. I'm Cheryl Berra. Solomon Islands today joined the global community in marking International Peace Day with the theme Act Now for a Peaceful World, with a renewed national focus on youth and education as key drivers of peace in the face of climate change and global inequality. Sharon now reports.
Solomon Islands joined the global community in commemorating International Peace Day today under the theme Act Now for a Peaceful World. Amid growing global crisis, the country is turning its focus to youth and education as a pathway to peace. Recognizing the existential threats posed by climate change and global inequality, the importance of grounding peace efforts in local realities is highlighted.
The world now lives in existential times, and as such, the human common denominators of love, joy, family, community, justice, equality, and peaceful coexistence have become vital values and boundaries for ensuring relevant human dignity for everyone. Unfortunately, this is a time of the new global polypower, perplexity, and geopolitical brinkmanship. Hence, global peace often seems a far-fetched cry, especially when common sense global public goods like climate change, particularly sensitive to countries like Solomon Islands, are viewed by a condescending global attitude, where the perpetrators and victims have remained unreconciled, where rhetoric, exigence and inaction remain despite decades of endeavoring, where scarce global assistance have become locked up in third-party development modalities, expertise and vocabulary, while the status quo remains, and where the SDGs have become a stranded and aborted vulnerable cry, hidden in plain sight.
Due to limited resources, the country is prioritizing a long-term approach to peace through education, beginning with schools. The plan involves progressively incorporating peace-building principles into the national curriculum in consultation with stakeholders and educators.
This year's theme is Act Now for a Global World, for a Peaceful World. This means Solomon Island has to customize and make this relevant to our daily lives. There are many starting points. However, scarce resources cannot allow starting many of those priorities. Hence, Solomon Island is prioritizing the long-term participation of our school children and future. This will be a long-term, progressive, step-by-step process that will culminate in learning that will eventually influence the school curriculum in consultation with relevant authorities and stakeholders.
Sharon Nanel for SIBC TV.
The Solomon Islands Broadcasting Corporation today has received its very first batch of digitized content. Andrea Ma'ahanoa reports.
The Solomon Islands Broadcasting Corporation has received its very first batch of digitized content. For decades, the national broadcaster has safeguarded the country's most extensive collection of radio recordings on reel tapes and cassettes, which are now at risk of being lost due to deterioration. These hold rare audio recordings, historic interviews, and traditional music. Archivist Saleh Rukasi has overseen SIBC's vast radio archive and is committed to ensuring its preservation through digitization.
In 2022, there was a summit held here in Honiara, Digital Revolution, Transforming Threats and Opportunities for the Pacific Media. I think during that time, most of us, you may attend them go summit here, and 3 of us in the library division, department, me pala 2 bin lo there. When they announced that by 2025, any libraries or any organization keeping a collection where analog tapes and all that, we're bound to lose the material now. It's either okata by just go tapes, magnetic tapes here, they will just wear out. And so that means by you may lose more the collection here. And that I felt like it was like a bombshell thrown down at me. Yeah? And after that meeting, I came and voiced that to CEO.
With support from ABC, International Development's Pacific Media Assistance Scheme, PACMAS, an archiving digitization project was launched in 2023 to undertake the work.
Through law, Solomon Islands Australia Media Sector Partnership, ABC International Development, Hemi work hand in hand with SIBC for making Vision Ya come to reality. Safeguarding now SIBC archive for generations where kakam yet. Long total 200 fellow boxes lo tape Hemi been shipped go along Australia to be carefully cleaned and repaired, making more care to survey digitize them go along SIBC audio preservation standards.
Chief Executive Officer Johnson Honimai acknowledged the support given by the Australian government towards the initiative.
Thank you too much for this one, Your Excellency and Government Bloc Ulos. Thank Government Bloc Australia through PACMAS. I'm not big one you may come for funding this very important need that SIBC been current long time come. Yeah, I'm not digitization law. Many hours block content.
As you can see, this is where thousands of audio recordings dating back to the 1970s are currently stored at SIBC, most of which will undergo the digitization process. Andrea Mahanwa for SIBC TV.
The Honiara City Council's Environmental Health Division has reaffirmed its commitment to ongoing food safety monitoring following the closure of a second water bottling company last week for failing to meet required health standards. Alex Dedamu reports.
The Honiara City Council Health Division has clarified that their health and food safety monitoring is an ongoing mandatory task which involves monitoring of all food outlets and water bottling companies in Honiara. The HCC's Health Division statement comes as the division issued a closure notice to a second water bottle company last week for failing to meet food safety standard requirements. The division explained that the companies issued with closure notice will remain closed until all requirements have been fully met.
Monitoring activities blomifala as you might have a ongoing one, and mifala not only based law of the bottled water companies, hemi ongoing law while him also covering the bottled water factories, hemi also mifala doing too law the food establishments. Also, the clinics, schools, and public, the water where in public receiving or drinking, we say, water and maybe the boreholes and water tanks. Hemi requirement where we follow doing as mandatory activities. So for monitoring law of the bottle factories, as everyone sabe, hemi ongoing one, and we follow doing law. Everyone, I think at the moment, immigrant about 6 water bottle factories. So we follow doing weekly monitoring of the water sampling and inspection of the premises.
Companies are called on to fully comply with the requirements by the division. In light of the recent operation, the Health Division also acknowledged the companies for their cooperation.
Other companies really cooperate, yeah, and other committed as well, comply with them other requirements, division. Me feel like for say thank you, okay, yeah, because the work with them me feel very well, and one of the monitoring activities where me feel doing with them the factories yeah too, me feel doing training with them okay, under the HACCP training. It's food safety HACCP. This one me might seen as a new thing where me implemented inside the factories, but lo other regulations blow me him not a new thing, him already existed, but like me will try for upgrading more or emphasizing more lo every establishments, like maybe like for say next year department him say that every before me for issue license or kata mas garemna there has a food safety plan lo each one, whereas everyone other karem this time. The only thing when we like him for emphasizing lo kata is the cleanup programs inside lo the premises here. No? Like me tell them previously, sometimes you tend to make him more he may look more on the productive side than the cleaning up part. So these two should come together equally or balance him. You need for balancing these two so that he may continue within the high level of safety inside the premises.
Alex Dadamu for SIBC TV.
Plan International and its partners have called for urgent legal reform to end child marriage in Solomon Islands as the country marked the International Day of Girl with a national spotlight on the harmful impacts of marrying girls as young as 15. Sharon now with the details.
Plan International and its partners today joined global efforts in marking the International Day of the Girl, highlighting the urgent need to end child marriage in the Solomon Islands. Held in Honiara, this year's commemoration was celebrated under the national theme End Child Marriage, which aligns with the international theme Child, Early and Forced Marriage Union. The theme's focus reflects the growing national commitment to addressing harmful practices that put young girls at risk. The spotlight was turned on the current marriage law in Solomon Islands, which allows marriage from the age of 15, a legal gap that stakeholders say exposes girls to family violence.
So team very much for this year, for International Day of Girls, very much in line with them now what is happening in country under the Solomon Islands Ending Violence Against Pikinini, the CF Coalition, where other doing law that for the campaign Make It 18. This is a partnership where you may do him this time, I think in partnership where also him happen lot time 2019 come, and then the CF Coalition, mainly Child Fund, Save the Children and World Vision, will take him up and then move him on. Implementation, this is a very important work around him that for changing law, island marriage, Kasim this stage.
In acknowledging the challenges and fights facing girls across the country, it is also highlighted that girls must take interest in knowing their rights in society.
I think one of the key takeaway message when we like for living for every youths, young girls, and know your rights. No matter your age, you are less than 18 years old. You may be saying that you are a youth, but you must know your rights and you must be able to raise your voice. Find him at a platform and avenues where you are able to participate in. Also find him support from your family, within your family, your community, within your church, your youth group, your school, to be able to raise your voice.
The International Day of the Girl focuses attention on the need to address the challenges girls face.
This event here, him also one important event because him talk about him girls and Service Plan International, co-Service Plan International. It's all about girls, and so annually, every 10th of October, rather 11th of October, we commemorating this day. Because it's important that you must also reflect him importance of girls in our society, and also acknowledge him too what the issues where we face him inside lo society and also what the key achievements where what the two look him inside lo society so.
The celebration also featured dialogue sessions, awareness campaigns, and messages from youth leaders. calling for stronger policies and resources to support girl rights and welfare. Sharon Nanel for SIBC TV.
The Bonfire Festival is set to take place tomorrow following the arrival of the remaining artists in Honiara today. This year's festival will feature top regional artists as headliners, including Fee Joint, Poetic, Liz Vamarazi and Fiji's own Kali Tui. A lineup of local talent will also take the stage with performances from Jarrow Local, Jar Boy and 56 Hop Road and others. The public is called on to come out and support the event. The event will be held at the Pacific Crown Hotel. The Bonfire Festival is an annual music event that celebrates the Solomon Islands' rich musical heritage while promoting emerging talent from both local and regional music scenes. The Australian High Commission in Honiara handed over 7 newly built community waste disposal stations to Bokonavera 3 community in central Honiara. Alex Dedamu reports.
The Australian High Commission office in Honiara handed over 7 community-built waste disposal stations to Bokonavera 3 community in central Honiara yesterday. Funded by the Australian government under the Bokona 3 Waste Management Project, the project aims to improve waste management and promote a cleaner environment. The Australian High Commission Councillor Ms. Heather Murphy highlighted the significance of the facility for the community.
Waste management is not just about rubbish, it's about public health, for making people not getting sick and for reducing pollution. It's about pride, for community, for keeping streets and house clean. It's about climate resilience, for protecting ocean and environment. And it's about opportunity, for creating jobs and giving chance to local workmen and Mary. This facility by helping plenty people in the area here for manage waste good and for reducing burden low family and environment. Hem one step go lo one clean and healthy Honiara.
A resident, Victoria Ho, expressed they are pleased with the project and acknowledged Australia for their support.
So, me for happy to us because you takam me whole work a lot this one. Protect the community lo pokan beretre. So no matter me wala tight like how but me whole ko hit with him because me one no like him rubbish ko pod na ko dance for him country. We thank you for partner Australia High Commission for that one him come doing for me wala. Me happy too much, yeah, because me looking him nice too much. Helping me for the community, for not throw rubbish all for. So me will look anyone throw rubbish, but me report him lotankan sol for him fine.
SIBC TV understands the 7th station is equipped with 6 bins and a solar-powered street light. Alex Dedamu for SIBC TV.
And that's news. Follow us on sibconline.com.sb and our SIBC News Facebook page for more of our latest stories. Thanks for watching.